Professor Paul Hiranio, a faculty member of the University of San Agustin in Iloilo City. I was a part-time professor of English and professional education at St. Paul University Iloilo and a former English teacher and school publication advisor in Assumption, Iloilo. I finished my Bachelor in Secondary Education major in English degree at West Visayas State University. I was the editor-in-chief of the college publication. I finished my master's degree in education major in English as a second language, that's ESL, in UP, University of the Philippines. And I'm currently finishing my Juris Doctor degree at the College of Law of the University of San Agustin. Let's start. Question number 1. To enhance the power of the mind, learners read literary texts in the target language and memorize vocabulary lists translated into the native language. Explicit grammar instruction of rules and their exceptions is the main focus in order to master the target language. Which approach of language is this? A. Grammar translation. B. Audiolingualism. C. Natural approach. D. Direct approach. Again, to enhance the power of the mind, learners read literary texts in the target language and memorize vocabulary lists translated into the native language. Explicit grammar instruction of rules and their exceptions is the main focus in order to master the target language. Which approach of language is this? A. Grammar translation. B. Audiolingualism. C. Natural approach. D. Direct approach. The correct answer is letter A. Grammar translation. Grammar translation is a method of teaching language, a second language, L2, derived from the classical method of teaching Greek and Latin languages. In grammar translation method, there is an extensive memorization of vocabulary, rules, and grammatical paradigms. So it says here, to enhance the power of the mind, learners read literary texts into the target in the target language and memorize vocabulary lists. So there is an extensive memorization of words in the grammar translation method. In grammar translation classes, students learn grammatical rules and then apply those rules by translating sentences between the target language and the native language. The grammar translation method embraces a wide range of approaches, but broadly speaking, foreign language study is seen as a mental discipline, the goal of which may be to read literature in its original form, or simply to be a form of intellectual development. That's grammar translation method. Question number 2. A feature article or a news article is an example of which kind of writing? A. Fiction. B. Non-fiction. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. Again, a feature article or a news article is an example of which kind of writing? A. Fiction. B. Non-fiction. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is letter B. Non-fiction. Feature article. A feature article is a piece of non-fiction writing about news. It is a type of soft news. It is an article that highlights a particular person, place, or event in great detail. Typically, these nonfiction articles dive deeper into a story than regular articles. So nonfiction writing that deals with real people, places, and events. The opposite of fiction, which is, imaginary. Number 3, it refers to the use of touch to communicate as in shaking hands, holding hands, patting someone on the back, and the like. A. Haptics. B. Proxemics. C. Chronemics. D. Iconics. Again, it refers to the use of touch to communicate, as in shaking hands, holding hands, patting someone on the back, and the like. The correct answer is haptics. Haptic communication. It is a branch of nonverbal communication that refers to the ways in which people and animals communicate and interact via the sense of touch. Examples: handshake, pat, kiss, hug, massage, etc. So haptics or haptic communication. Haptics, communicating through touch, is another important non-verbal behavior. Touch can be used to communicate affection, familiarity, sympathy, and other emotions. Question number 4. The time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. The lines above from Shakespeare's Hamlet use what literary device which is characterized by having two successive rhyming lines in a verse and the same meter to form a complete thought. A. Couplet. B. Assonance. C. Free verse. D. Meiosis. Again, the time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. The lines above from Shakespeare's Hamlet use what literary device which is characterized by having two successive rhyming lines in a verse and the same meter to form a complete thought. The correct answer is couplet. Couplet refers to two lines of poetry. It means successive, no? Two successive lines that follow each other and rhyme. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree. That is an example of a couplet. Couplet also sometimes have the same meter, meaning the same number of beats or the same rhythm. Let's have an example poem here. Once I dive into these pages, I may not come out for ages. Books have powers over me. Inside a book, I am not free. I am a prisoner in a land of print on paper in my hand. But do not worry, do not fear. I am a happy captive here. So couplet, pages, ages. Me, free. Land, hand. Fear, here. Number 5, which of the following lines falls under the realm of literature? A. How can we escape death? B. What comes next after death? C. What is the most deadly disease in the world? D. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? Again, which of the following lines falls under the realm of literature? The correct answer here is letter D. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? Literary language, the realm of literature. Literary language is usually stylized, or most of the time stylized, always stylized. It communicates meaning clearly, vividly, and with flair. It uses literary devices such as metaphors, imagery, rhymes, etc. So in this case, option B, O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? It uses a literary device, a figure of speech called apostrophe. You address someone or something as if it's here or it's there. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? This is an excerpt from 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 55 to 57. Letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. This is a biblical These are biblical lines. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? Number 6, King Arthur's queen. A. Isolde. B. Guinevere. C. Elaine. D. Kriemhild. Again, King Arthur's queen. A. Isolde. B. Guinevere. C. Elaine. D. Kriemhild. The correct answer is letter B, Queen Guinevere. Let's talk about King Arthur first. King Arthur was a legendary British king. He appears in a cycle of medieval stories as the sovereign of a knightly fellowship of the Round Table. Guinevere is the Queen of Britain, wife of King Arthur, and lover of Sir Lancelot. In the Arthurian legends, best known in their standardized form from Sir Thomas Malory's Les Mortes d'Arthur. Sir Thomas Malory. Next, number 7. In which step of the scientific method is the use of graphs needed? A. In analyzing data. B. In asking questions. C. In making a hypothesis. D. In communicating results. Again, in which step of the scientific method is the use of graphs needed? A. In analyzing data. B. In asking questions. C. In making a hypothesis. D. In communicating results. The correct answer is letter D, communicating results. When you write the results of your research, of your study, you need to use graphs to present your data that's complex and not clear when presented in a table. Number 8, the 10 commandments of a modern story are: it must have compression, unit, immediateness, momentum, characterization, verisimilitude, style, culmination, soul, and it must be A. Worth publishing. B. Short and brief. C. It must be read in one sitting. D. Complete in one reading. The 10 commandments of a modern story are: it must have compression, unit, immediateness, momentum, characterization, verisimilitude, style, culmination, soul, and it must be A. Worth publishing. B. Short and brief. C. Read in one sitting. D. Complete in one reading. The correct answer is letter C. It must be read in one sitting. This was outlined by Professor Patty. No? It was Professor Patty who outlined the 10 commandments of a modern story. Now, I want to discuss verisimilitude because it seems to be a novel concept. Verisimilitude means basically similarity to the truth. You know? Most fiction writers and filmmakers aim at some kind of verisimilitude to give their stories an air of reality. That is verisimilitude. Number 9, in William Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, what does the expression pound of flesh symbolize? A. Power. B. Revenge. C. Hunger. D. Dishonesty. Again, in William Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, what does the expression pound of flesh symbolize? A. Power. B. Revenge. C. Hunger. D. Dishonesty. The correct answer is revenge. Letter B. Of course, we know William Shakespeare. Now let's talk about his play, The Merchant of Venice. The Merchant of Venice, published in 1596, tells the story of Shylock, a Jew, who lends money to Antonio on the condition that he get to cut off a pound of Antonio's flesh if he defaults on the loan. Antonio borrows the money for his friend Bassanio, who needs it to court the wealthy Portia. When Antonio defaults, Portia, disguised as a man, defends him in court and ultimately bests Shylock with hair-splitting logic. His oath entitles him to a pound of the flesh of Antonio, she notes, but not his blood, making any attempt at collecting the fee without killing Antonio, a Christian, impossible. Now let's talk about the expression pound of flesh, a pound of flesh. It means something that is owed needs to be paid back at every cost. You owe me something, you have to give back the money, whatever it takes. That is, give me my pound of flesh. Shakespeare coined this phrase in a figurative way, which refers to a lawful but unreasonable recompense during the late 18th century. Here, the mentioning of flesh suggests vengeful and inflexible behavior to get back borrowed money. That's pound of flesh. Number 10, Insiwency's spider climbing up the spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. And Insiwency's spider climbed up the spout again. The nursery rhyme above illustrates A. Human arrogance, B. One's struggles in life, C. Life's many choices, D. The dominance of spiders among life forms. Correct answer is one's struggles in life. Here, the rain represents challenges and struggles. The rain washes the spider out, but the spider climbs again after the rain. It also talks about persistence and not giving up. 11. The glass unicorn in the glass menagerie, the rocking horse in the rocking horse winner, and the road in Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken are all examples of which of the following? A fable, B. Imagery, C. Subject, D. Symbolism. Again, the glass unicorn in the glass menagerie, the rocking horse in the rocking horse winner, and the road in Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken are all examples of which of the following? A. Fable, B. Imagery, C. Subject, D. Symbolism. The correct answer is letter D. Symbolism. Okay, symbolism is a literary device that uses symbols like words, objects, people, marks, locations, and even abstract ideas to represent something beyond the literal meaning. So what is symbolism in literature? Symbolism is when the author uses an object or reference to add deeper meaning to a story. Symbolism in literature can be subtle or obvious, used sparingly or heavy-handedly. An author may repeatedly use the same object to convey deeper meaning, or may use variations of the same object to create an overarching mood or feeling. Symbolism is often used to support a literary theme in a subtle manner. So that is symbolism in literature. Number 12, Philippine literature is heavily influenced by A. Greek literature, B. Italian literature, C. Roman literature, D. Spanish literature. Again, Philippine literature is heavily influenced by A. Greek literature, B. Italian literature, C. Roman literature, D. Spanish literature. Of course, the correct answer is Spanish literature. I think this is expected because we were colonized by Spain for more than 300 years. So Spanish influences on Philippine literature. So here are some of the things, some of the Spanish influences on Philippine literature. The first Filipino alphabet, called Alibata, was replaced by the Roman alphabet. The teaching of the Christian doctrine became the basis of religious practices. The Spanish language, which became the literary language during this time, lent many of its words to our language. European legends and traditions brought here became assimilated into our songs, corridos, and moromoros. Ancient literature was collected and translated to many different Philippine languages and dialects like Tagalog, Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Ilocano. Many grammar books were printed in Filipino, like Tagalog, no? Ilocano, and Visayan. And our periodicals during these times gained a religious tone, which is very Spanish. After all, the very reason why Spain was here was to Christianize the Filipinos, was to spread Christianity. Number 13, what does the title El Cid mean? A, the Lord. B, His Majesty. C, the Great. D, His Highness. Again, what does the title El Cid mean? A, the Lord. B, His Majesty. C, the Great. D, His Highness. The correct answer is letter A, the Lord. El Cid means the Lord. El Cid was the popular name of Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar from the Spanish Arabic word Al Cid, which means Lord. Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar is a Spanish national hero, or was a Spanish national hero. So the legend of Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar was magnified by the influence of the 12th century epic poem, The Song of the Cid. Number 14, which feature was typical of Greece during the Golden Age and Europe during the Renaissance? A, social equality. B, universal suffrage. C, racial diversity. D, a questioning spirit. Correct answer is letter D, a questioning spirit. Renaissance was a period of European classical, artistic, political, and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages. So right after the Middle Ages was the Renaissance. It took place from the 14th century to the 17th century. What do you mean by questioning spirit? Writers and thinkers began to criticize the old ways, questioning spirit. Erasmus wrote Praise of Folly, which ridiculed the church, corrupt officials, and clergy. Cervantes, that's Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra, wrote Don Quixote, which poked fun at chivalry and the culture of medieval Europe. That's the concept of questioning spirit. And number 15, what do you call a poem that tells a tragic story? A, parable. B, epic. C, sonnet. D, ballad. Again, what do you call a poem that tells a tragic story? A, parable. B, epic. C, sonnet. D, ballad. The correct answer is ballad. Ballads are often tragic, but sometimes lighter and happier. One example of a tragic ballad is Lord Randall, in English literature. Well, a lighter ballad or a comical ballad, one example is Get Up and Bar the Door, also from English literature, from British literature. The ancient Greeks practiced blank, the belief in many gods. A, atheism. B, monotheism. C, polytheism. D, agnosticism. Again, the ancient Greeks practiced blank, the belief in many gods. A, atheism. B, monotheism. C, polytheism. D, agnosticism. The correct answer is letter C, polytheism. The ancient Greeks practiced polytheism, the belief in many gods. We call this Hellenic polytheism. Ancient Greek theology was polytheistic, based on the assumption that there were many gods and goddesses, as well as a range of lesser supernatural beings of various types. 17. What literary device refers to a situation of poetic justice where the good characters are rewarded and the evil characters are punished for their vices. A. Ambiguity. B. Apocalypse. C. Nemesis. D. Objectivity. Again, what literary device refers to a situation of poetic justice where the good characters are rewarded and the evil characters are punished for their vices? A. Ambiguity. B. Apocalypse. C. Nemesis. D. Objectivity. The correct answer is letter C. Nemesis. The term comes from Nemesis, the goddess of revenge in Greek mythology. Nemesis refers to a rival of a literary character or a situation that causes misery. Like in everyday life, we have our own nemesis. Like in school, maybe a boy who may not be as capable as you are, but somehow always finishes ahead of you in the exams, making you feel frustrated. No, nemesis. How about the concept of nemesis in literature? In Oedipus Rex, the nemesis of King Oedipus is his hubris, or excessive pride. In Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, his nemesis was his pride in his scholarship and his overambitious nature. And in Shakespeare's Hamlet, Hamlet's nemesis is his indecisiveness. Number 18, someone who is multilingual is proficient in at least A, one language, B, two languages, C, three languages, D, four languages. Again, someone who is multilingual is proficient in at least A, one language, B, two languages, C, three languages, D, four languages. The correct answer is letter C, three languages. If you speak only one language, then you are a monolingual person. Two languages, you are bilingual. You are a bilingual person. And at least three languages, multilingual. Number 19, why was Antigone sentenced to death? Why was Antigone sentenced to death? A, she refused to marry the king's son. B, she killed her own father. C, she disobeyed her sister's command. D, she performed the burial rituals for her brother. The correct answer is letter D, she performed the burial rituals for her brother. Antigone is a tragedy by Sophocles. She is the oldest daughter of Oedipus and Jocasta. She is the braver of Oedipus's two daughters and believes that her brother deserves a proper burial, so she sets out to do just that. And Antigone is the one that stays with Oedipus when he is banished, a blind man, from Thebes. Remember in the story of Oedipus? Remember the story of Oedipus? He killed his father and married his mother, Jocasta. So Antigone is one of their daughters. Number 20, the oral situational approach was dominant in A, Australia, B, the Philippines, C, the United States, D, Britain. Again, the oral situational approach was dominant in A, Australia, B, the Philippines, C, the United States, D, Britain. The correct answer is Britain. The oral situational approach and audiolingualism were almost similar. Audiolingualism became famous in the United States, while the oral situational approach became famous in Britain. Okay, number 21. The blank is a fictional character who embodies the ideals, values, and beliefs of a nation. A, epic hero. B, main character. C, antagonist. D, singing minstrel. Again, the blank is a fictional character who embodies the ideals, values, and beliefs of a nation. A. Epic hero. B. Main character. C. Antagonist. D. Singing minstrel. The correct answer is letter A. Epic hero. Epic hero is the main character of an epic poem that tells the story of a grand quest in which they use their extraordinary or superhuman qualities to achieve great things. For example, in the Philippines, we have Aliguyon, we have Lamang, right? We have Beowulf. Characteristics of epic heroes. 1. A noble birth. 2. Capable of deeds of great strength and courage. 3. Great warrior. 4. Travels over a vast setting. 5. National heroism. 6. Humility. And 7. Faces supernatural foes or receives supernatural help. Number 22. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Where knowledge is free. What message is expressed in these lines taken from Rabindranath Tagore's poem Where the Mind is Without Fear? A. Only a fearless mind can hold its head upright. B. There must be unity in diversity. C. Bravery is better than cowardice. D. Liberation is best achieved by force. Again, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. What message is expressed in these lines taken from Rabindranath Tagore's poem Where the Mind is Without Fear? A. Only a fearless mind can hold its head upright. B. There must be unity in diversity. C. Bravery is better than cowardice. D. Liberation is best achieved by force. The correct answer is letter A. Only a fearless mind can hold its head upright. Rabindranath Tagore was from India. In 1913, he became the first non-European to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature. Where the mind is without fear, in this poem, Rabindranath Tagore expresses his love for his country, and that is India, and prays to the Almighty for its well-being. In his prayer, the poet says that his countrymen should not live in fear anymore and must do away with the evils of society. They must live with respect, dignity, honesty, and perfection. Number 23. In Hindu mythology, the primal source of all creation, A. Agni, B. Shiva, C. Vishnu, D. Purusha. Again, in Hindu mythology, the primal source of all creation, A. Agni, B. Shiva, C. Vishnu, D. Purusha. The correct answer is letter D. Purusha. So this is Hindu mythology. You know, Hindu mythology is populated by an enormous cast of deities, demons, demigods, humans, and animals. Purusha is a divine being, a cosmic giant who exists before time began. He split up, exploded, or spread out into all directions and created all entities. Number 24. This traditional Japanese poem consists of 3 lines and a total of 17 syllables. It treats the world in its natural setting. Example, a bead of water clinging to a willow branch, the first drop of rain. A. Tanka, B. Sitaishi, C. Siju, D. Haiku. The correct answer is letter D. Haiku. Haiku is a Japanese poem of 17 syllables, consists of 3 lines, First line, 5 syllables. Second line, 7 syllables. Third line, 5 syllables. Usually, the lines are unrhymed and they evoke natural imagery. 25. A position paper may also be called a notion paper, B, a sentiment paper, C, an opinion paper, D, a point of view paper. Again, a position paper may also be called a notion paper, B, a sentiment paper, C, an opinion paper, D, a point of view paper. The correct answer is letter D, a point of view paper. A position paper presents an arguable opinion about an issue. The goal of a position paper is to convince the audience that your opinion is valid and worth listening to. Okay, number 26. In I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman, the workers sing varied carols to express A, pride in their abilities, B, joys for bountiful blessings, C, happiness in work and uniqueness of contribution, D, contrast in work attitude. Again, in I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman, the workers sing varied carols to express A, pride in their abilities, B, joys for bountiful blessings, C, happiness in work and uniqueness of contribution, D, contrast in work attitude. The correct answer is letter C, happiness in work and uniqueness of contribution. Walt Whitman, the author, was an American poet, essayist, and journalist. He's considered to be the father of the free verse. I Hear America Singing presents a vision of America as a harmonious community, moving from the city to the country and the land to the sea. The poem envisions America as a place where people do honest, meaningful, and satisfying work and celebrate that work in song. America emerges from the work of these many and diverse individual people. Their separate work comes together to form a coherent whole. In this way, in the poem's account, America is a nation where individuality and unity are balanced, each producing and reinforcing the other. Number 27, Rizal's Noli Me Tangere was published in blank in 1887. A, Ghent, Belgium. B, Berlin, Germany. C, Vienna, Austria. D, London, England. Again, Rizal's Noli Me Tangere was published in blank in 1887. A, Ghent, Belgium. B, Berlin, Germany. C, Vienna, Austria. D, London, England. The correct answer is letter B, Berlin, Germany. Rizal's Noli Me Tangere was published in Berlin, Germany. Noli Me Tangere, of course, was written by Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero. Rizal, as we all know, wrote two famous novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Noli Me Tangere was published in Berlin, Germany, while El Filibusterismo was published in Ghent, Belgium. In more than a century since its appearance, Jose Rizal's Noli Me Tangere has become widely known as the great novel of the Philippines. A passionate love story set against the ugly political backdrop of repression, torture, and murder. The Noli, as it is called in the Philippines, was the first major artistic manifestation of Asian resistance to European colonialism, and Rizal became a guiding conscience and martyr for the revolution that would subsequently rise up in the Spanish province of the Philippines. 28. What do you call a description on a gravestone or a short poem in memory of a deceased person? A, motto. B, maxim. C, epitaph. D, couplet. Correct answer is epitaph. An epitaph is a gravestone inscription, or it is a short text honoring a deceased person. 29. Potential difficulties in an interview may be avoided by using the K3 formula, which is not one of these. A. Know yourself. B. Know the subject. C. Know the expert. D. Know the place. Again, potential difficulties in an interview may be avoided by using the K3 formula, which is not one of these. A. Know yourself. B. Know the subject. C. Know the expert. D. Know the place. The correct answer is know the place. The three Ks: know yourself, know the subject, know the expert. This serves as a guide in conducting an interview. Number 30, which statement would someone refusing to take revenge likely utter? A. An eye for an eye. B. That is murder. C. Justice delayed is justice denied. D. Do not take the law into your hands. Again, which statement would someone refusing to take revenge likely utter? A. An eye for an eye. B. That is murder. C. Justice delayed is justice denied. D. Do not take the law into your hands. The correct answer is letter D. Do not take the law into your hands. Do not take the law into your hands is the opposite of the concept of revenge. An eye for an eye is revenge. If someone takes the law into their hands or into his or her hands, he or she punishes someone or do something to put a situation right instead of waiting for the police or the legal system to take action. Grammatical point: if someone takes the law into their own hands, usually native speakers would use their with the indefinite pronoun someone or somebody. But standard written English says it's singular. So someone, his or her, he or she. Number 31, who came up with the 7 functions of language? A. Louis Goldstein. B. Michael Halliday. C. Leonard Bloomfield. D. Steven Pinker. Again, who came up with the 7 functions of language? A. Louis Goldstein. B. Michael Halliday. C. Leonard Bloomfield. D. Steven Pinker. The correct answer is letter B. Michael Halliday. The 7 functions of language. Michael Halliday was a British linguist. He developed the internationally influential systemic functional linguistics model of language, and he viewed language as a social phenomenon. Michael Halliday realized that the endless list of language functions was overwhelming for both language instructors and students. He therefore created 7 categories of language functions. That's 1973. And these are the instrumental function, the regulatory function, the representational function, the interactional function, the personal function, the heuristic function, and the imaginative function. Number 32. The principal claims she is kept in the dark in the situation the school is facing. What does this statement mean? A. She understands the situation. B. She doesn't know the situation. C. She fails to understand the situation. D. She cannot understand the situation. To be kept in the dark is letter B. She doesn't know the situation. To be kept in the dark about something. That's the idiom. To be kept uninformed about something. To be excluded from full knowledge or disclosure of something. For example, my brother kept me in the dark about this matter. Number 33, complete this line from Desiderata. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in A. Chaos. B. Silence. C. prosperity, D. Abundance. The correct answer is silence. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. Desiderata. Desiderata is an early 1920s prose poem by the American writer Max Ehrmann. It is Latin for desired things. And almost every copy of Desiderata carries the claim that the original was found in Old St. Paul's Church in Baltimore in 1692. Number 34, what pitch level must be used in emphasizing the main idea in a sentence? A1, B2, C3, D4. Correct answer is 4. Pitch level 4 is the highest level of pitch. It is used when the speaker wants to emphasize something, make a contrast, or show strong feelings. Now, emphasizing the main idea, it's pitch level 4. And number 35, who wrote the novel Clarissa? A. Henry Fielding. B. Jane Austen. C. Daniel Defoe. D. Samuel Richardson. The correct answer is, of course, letter D. Samuel Richardson. Clarissa. Samuel Richardson was an English novelist. He expanded the dramatic possibilities of the novel by his invention and use of the epistolary novel. Clarissa tells the story of a virtuous, beautiful young woman who is brought to tragedy by the wickedness of her world. Okay, number 36. If you are teaching a vernacular style, you are teaching blank English that is characteristic of a specific country or group. A. Formal. B. International. C. Everyday. D. General. Again, if you are teaching a vernacular style, you are teaching blank English that is characteristic of a specific country or group. A. Formal English. B. International English. C. Everyday English. D. General English. The correct answer is everyday English. If you are teaching a vernacular style, you are teaching everyday English. That is characteristic of a specific country or group. When you say vernacular, it is the everyday speech of the people in a certain locality. So everyday speech, no? Vernacular, everyday English. Number 37. What system is used in the capitalization and punctuation rules? A. Phonetic system. B. Semantic system. C. Phonological system. D. Syntactic system. Again, what system is used in the capitalization and punctuation rules? A. Phonetic system. B. Semantic system. C. Phonological system. D. Syntactic system. The correct answer is letter D. Syntactic system. Syntax, no? The set of rules, principles, and processes that govern the structure of sentences in a given language. So syntactic, syntax. When you say syntactic system, the set of rules and interacting patterns of the language concerned with the order of words in a sentence, punctuation placement, and capital letter use to help readers decipher the grammatical structure in a text and apply that knowledge for word recognition and comprehension. 38. Communication is a blank process because it involves many parts of a larger system, which includes context, culture, location, occasion, time, and participants. A. Dynamic. B. Transactional. C. Systemic. D. Systematic. Again, communication is a blank process because it involves many parts of a larger system, which includes context, culture, location, occasion, time, and participants. A. Dynamic. B. Transactional. C. Systemic. D. Systematic. The correct answer is letter C. Systemic. When you say systemic, something that is systemic affects all parts of something. So language is systemic because it involves many parts, of a larger system. Question number 39. A young daughter eloped with her equally young boyfriend. What would the mother have uttered? A. What a shame. B. I'm free at last. C. What did I do wrong? D. Irresponsible indeed. Again, a young daughter eloped with her equally young boyfriend. What would the mother have uttered? A. What a shame. B. I'm free at last. C. What did I do wrong? D. Irresponsible indeed. This is a question that involves social linguistics, no? The social dimension of language. Language and social use. Language and social norms. Option A, what a shame, and option B, irresponsible indeed, are harsh. I'm free at last is, an expression of withdrawal. The best answer here is option C, what did I do wrong? Because it entails analysis on the part of the mother and self-reflection as well. Number 40. Judaism places a heavy emphasis on the study of which of the following? A. Bible. B. Torah. C. Book of the Dead. D. Quran. Again, Judaism places a heavy emphasis on the study of which of the following? A. Bible. B. Torah. C. Book of the Dead. C. Quran. The correct answer is Torah. Judaism is an ethnic religion comprising the collective religious, cultural, and legal tradition of the Jewish people. And Torah is Judaism's most sacred text, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. Okay, number 41. Stop shilly-shallying and make up your mind. What message is being conveyed by this statement? A. Go on. B. Hesitate. C. Move forward. D. Decide. Stop shilly-shallying and make up your mind. What message is being conveyed by this statement? The correct answer is decide. Okay? To shilly-shally is to be undecided. So to stop shilly-shallying is to decide. Next, number 42. Who wrote the play New Yorker in Tondo? A. Nick Joaquin. B. Francisco Arcillana. C. Wilfrido Maria Guerrero. D. Marcelino Agana Jr. New Yorker in Tondo, it's Marcelino Agana Jr. Marcelino Agana Jr. was a Filipino writer who won the Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature in 1956. He wrote the play New Yorker in Tondo. New Yorker in Tondo is a classic Filipino satire written by Marcelino Agana Jr. back in the 1950s. This play is about a girl, Kikay, who came home to the Philippines, specifically in Tondo, Manila, after staying in New York City for several months. 43. Neither his father nor his sisters. A. Plays mahjong. B. Are play mahjong. C. Are plays mahjong. D. Play mahjong. The correct answer is play. This is a question on subject-verb agreement in the either or neither nor constructions. The verb is singular or plural based on the subject closest to the verb. So the subject closest to the verb is sisters. So sisters play. The correct answer is letter D. Number 44, who wrote the novel Tom Jones? A. Samuel Richardson. B. Lawrence Sterne. D. Mary Shelley. D. Henry Fielding. Correct answer is letter D. Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding was a novelist and playwright who, with Samuel Richardson, is considered a founder of the English novel. Tom Jones is one of the earliest English novels and was hugely popular when it was first published in 1749. It tells the story of the foundling Tom and his journey towards adulthood and marriage. Number 45, she has a penchant for red accessories. This indicates a dislike, B. Fondness, C. Avoidance, D. Strong aversion. Correct answer is letter B. Fondness. Penchant, a liking or a habit of doing something, especially something that other people might not like. For example, she has a penchant for gossips. There are blank fundamental vowel sounds which occur in almost all languages. A3, B4, C5, D6. The correct answer is 5. A, E, O, U. The A, the E, the I, the O, and the U. A, E, O, U. The 5 fundamental vowel sounds which occur in almost all languages. Number 47. What conventions of earlier literary and artistic style do both realism and naturalism oppose? A. Romanticism. B. Symbolism. C. Neoclassicism. D. Puritanism. The correct answer is A. Romanticism. Romanticism is a movement in the arts and literature that originated in the late 18th century, emphasizing inspiration, subjectivity, and the primacy of the individual. 48, the language being learned or the language element being taught in a lesson can be called A, the target language, B, the functional language, C, the classroom language, D, the desired language. The correct answer is, of course, the target language. In simplest terms, your target language is the language that you are learning or studying. In our case, our target language is English. But if you are studying Korean, then that is also your target language. Number 49, the writing of research reports is best regarded as a technical skill. B, just like writing an essay. C, an unnecessary chore. D, do something that most students find easy. The correct answer is letter a technical skill. Why technical skill? Because it involves technical knowledge or specific knowledge. It is not general writing or everyday writing, which everybody can do. So the writing of research reports is a technical skill. And number 50, in literature, an omniscient point of view, A, is an all-knowing point of view. B, is less effective than a first-person point of view. C, makes a book easy to read. D, is superior to a third-person point of view. Correct answer is letter A. An omniscient point of view is an all-knowing point of view. In the omniscient point of view, the narrator plays no part in the story but can tell us what all the characters are thinking and feeling, all knowing, right? As well as what is happening in other places. So that's it. Thank you for listening and see you next week. Good day, everyone.